Welcome to the React video today. We've got a few videos to watch. You're watching one of them if you're seeing this not on Twitch. But hello to all the YouTube people who are watching. This is a React day for my stream. I stream every day, most days, over on Twitch. So if you want to ever watch these in real time, head on over. But if you somehow missed it, you're watching the video, and that's okay. We've got a few things. These come from my reaction suggestion tab of my Discord. If you haven't joined my Discord, you should, because if you have anything interesting to watch, true crime or not, we would love to see it at least in the chat, because even if I might not see it, you might give some people some good content, and that's pretty cool. All right, man. That's about it. Already in the corner. Yeah, very common. Very common when police want to pressurize a suspect. They'll get real physically close like this. It creates a sense of unease. You know how when you're near somebody that's comforting to you, you want them to be close. When you're worried about somebody saying something or accusing you of such, especially a police officer, you know, this is the opposite effect, where you don't want them to do that. So when they do that, it applies this psychological pressure that can get, that can throw suspects off their game. Cool. First video today is from Red Tree Crime. It's called Police Chief Realizes He's Going to Prison Forever. If you know me, you know I love watching cops get what they deserve, which is exactly what they try to feed out to people every day. So there is a person, a criminal that gets away with most of their crimes in the world. It is a cop. So I'm excited to see what this bastard has done. I'm sure it'll be hopefully it'll be a nice one. I mean, Red Tree puts on a good show. Side note, I want to play more RuneScape again on stream. So you're cool with it. Wait, I have a stupid idea. What if I just like... I've got to train my agility on this account. So I'm going to be doing something very monotonous, and basically all I do is sit here and click. Wow, look at how beautiful that is. You guys can see everything, right? I gotta get like 6 agility levels still on this account, so I'm gonna be sitting here doing that while we watch this video, and yeah.
You want to be that cop. You tried, and you want to sit here and try to say you didn't do it? Man slap me. Do it. You want me to man slap you? I'll give you the shot. Do it. Why not?
All right, it's already weird. It's already getting weird. What is a man slap? Yeah, you could slap me. You can slap me anywhere. Anywhere you want, really. I'll slap you.
Because I'm not a little 3-year-old, 31-pound girl.
On October...
What the fuck? Just opened a Discord link by accident. Jump scare.
October 20th, 2018, Police Chief Timothy Dean accidentally drove his vehicle off the road in Wichita, Kansas. Another officer drove by and saw what Timothy had done, so he stopped to help. Timothy told the officer that he was on his way to New York to visit a friend, and that help was arriving soon. What the Kansas officer didn't realize is that the police chief was on his way to New York, armed with several handguns, an assault rifle, a shotgun, and body armor. His target was his wife's ex-boyfriend. 2 days later, on October 22nd, 2018, police responded to a double homicide in Sodus, New York. When they arrived on scene, the police found the body of Joshua Niles lying under his truck in his own driveway. They also found the body of his girlfriend, Amber Washburn, seated in the driver's seat of her vehicle that was also parked in her driveway. Their young child was in the backseat of Amber's car, and he appeared to be uninjured. The police interviewed the neighbor who told them that a masked man had approached Joshua as he was working on his truck. The unknown male pulled a gun on Joshua and shot him. At the same time, his girlfriend Amber was pulling into the driveway. The shooter immediately turned his attention to the female and shot her through the windshield of her car. The police noted that the shot that killed Amber would have been very difficult to make, which led them to believe that the gunman had experience with firearms. The investigation continued, and the police learned that Joshua was in a custody battle for his children with his ex-girlfriend Charlene Childers. They were also made aware that very recently, Joshua had been granted full custody of his children after a judge deemed Charlene's home as unsafe for the children. Charlene was married to Police Chief Timothy Dean, who was also going through a custody battle with his ex after a video was taken of him striking his own daughter. The police began to realize that Charlene had motive for wanting to eliminate Joshua. Her husband was also an experienced shooter, so perhaps they were the key to solving the case. The detectives were able to find Charlene first, and she was brought in for interrogation. Charlene explains that she and her husband are in the middle of a divorce.
Okay, wait. Guy who got shot is divorcing this woman. What the fuck? This got contorted so quick. Two victims. Guy victim is this person's ex-husband who they're divorcing, and the other victim is the ex-husband's girlfriend. And he just won custody of their kids. And this guy, the cop, who's the double homicide suspect, is also dealing with a divorce and custody battle. Or maybe just a custody battle. And appears to have eliminated... Well, that's a terrible way to phrase it. Appears to have killed the two people to try to make it easier for her to get custody back. Also, he beat his kid up. So, just overall, I mean, what an absolute degenerate. What's shocking here?
And he currently lives in Texas.
And basically, when's the last time we talked to him?
He called me on my way up here from a restricted number, and he's like, at first I answered it and I was silent. He's like, hello?
That really sucks that he got stopped and the other cop let him go.
Like, hey, I know you don't want me calling you. I was like, why the f are you calling from a restricted number?
But okay,
because I know you
smile.
wouldn't answer your phone. Touche. Okay.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said he had saw what happened on the news and was asking me about it. I was like, I know as much as everybody else does.
How would he see that on the news down in Texas?
Because I had shared a couple of the news articles on Facebook.
Okay. All right.
Has he ever been to New York?
He has with me.
Do you think that he came up here?
I don't believe that he would. I have no reason to believe that he would. I mean, I know the guy has had his life turned upside down, but so have I.
Right.
You know?
What's he ever said about Josh?
Me and Josh did not
Dude,
have
your
a
own
good
piece of shittery, dude.
relationship.
Okay.
Okay. Tim knew the stuff that Josh had done to me.
Okay. What do you mean?
Josh used to beat the hell out of me.
Oh, really?
For 5 years, he beat the hell out of me. Tim had never really spoke too bad about him, you know? It was more of, you know...
Okay.
If I could ever get into
Unsure
a
how
fight with
true
him,
that
I would
is.
fight him. And that's what I've gotten a lot of messages.
The guy didn't... The YouTube channel didn't really say whether or not that's valid. Because she's referring to the guy... This is the guy who won full custody of their kids because the judge deemed her house as unsafe. So, I'm going to personally take that claim with a grain of salt.
It's just about was this
We'll see, man.
a drug deal going wrong? Why are y'all asking me? And plus, you think my ex tells me everything he does? Oh yeah, I'm going to sell to this person today.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right. Do you think Tim's capable of shooting somebody?
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Like, unless it was like
You
on
can't
the
see a
job
cop
protecting
shooting
his
somebody.
last
Right, yeah,
job,
yeah.
I can't see it. He's not that job protecting
Unless
his
it
last.
was,
Right.
I can't see it unless it was it's an exact situation in which he would. Then I can't, but I can't see it. Except when he would.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't see it. He's not that type of person.
Uh-huh.
Really?
What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Like, it still feels like a horrible bad dream.
Right, right.
How? Who? Why? That's what I want to know. My kids need the closure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if it turns out, and
Great acting.
God forbid, and I swear on everything, if it
Just great
is
acting. Wow.
him, my kids will never find that out.
I'm sure.
Because they don't need to be crushed even more.
Right. What's your thoughts right now? What's going on? And
I am.
What's today's crime? This woman's ex-boyfriend and his girlfriend were killed in their driveway by her current boyfriend. Essentially over what seems to be her losing full custody of her and the victim's kids. So the current boyfriend, who's a police chief, decided to kill the ex and his girlfriend in order to, I assume, essentially get her custody, which is just not how the world works, but, you know, give it up for a cop essentially thinking shooting his gun is going to solve whatever issue he has. Not surprising. I have a phone call. Give me 1 second.
Blown away.
yeah.
I'm not sure what to think.
Do you see though, I mean, that we're, here, this happened to Josh, and for some reason Tim's in Wichita, Kansas.
Charlene claims that prior to the murder, she received a call from her husband. Timothy told her that he had wrecked his vehicle and he needed a ride to rent a car. Charlene explains that she did pick him up in Kansas, but only to give him a ride to rent a car. The detectives believe that she drove him all the way to New York and helped him map out the plan to kill her ex.
So, but it was definitely at night that you went up to Wichita.
Yes,
Okay.
it was after 3 o'clock
Okay, where did you say you picked him up?
at a Motel 6 in Embolia.
Okay. You picked him up at the motel?
Yes,
So you're saying you picked him up at the hotel and took him to the rental place?
yes.
The one in Wichita?
Wichita, at the airport.
So if I was to contact this Motel 6 and ask to see their security video,
Mhm.
then I would see you picking him up at that Motel 6?
If they have cameras outside, because all I did was pull up right by their front entrance. If they have cameras outside right there,
They do.
then you would. You'd see it, my black SUV.
Did you have anything to do with Tim shooting Josh and Amber?
No,
Did you put Tim up to it?
no.
Why do we think Tim did this, and knowing what we know now? I'm going to give you just my quick look at this from what I'm getting this morning, okay? I have your husband that back in May gets arrested for this child abuse on a video that you had videotaped, but not the purpose of videotaping wasn't to show the alleged abuse. It was to show the child's attitude that was going on and the trouble that the child was causing for the family.
Sorry about that.
Now you got to figure out your children have been taken away from you.
Apparently there is some damage to
something
our
you didn't
fence.
do. Okay. Now I think you might know some more because
Thanks to some
it's like
lawn
okay,
care
so this,
people.
I don't want to say love and hate relationship because in your own words, you know he's not a bad guy. He's just it ain't working out for us.
Right.
And that you may not want to think that he did this, but you have more knowledge about what's going on than what you're letting me know. And I want to give you that opportunity
know,
to say,
bro.
hey, if it sinks him, it sinks him. Okay? But you don't want to go.
Yeah, I guess they damaged our fence earlier. I heard something hit our fence earlier while they were working on stuff. I do my lawn, but I guess they were doing stuff around the neighborhood areas. And I guess they literally busted through our fence. And cool. I guess whoever did that just said nothing, which is just super cool of them. Great to know that. So yeah, that's what that call was about. Sorry about that. I don't think I missed much, did I? I apologize. I don't like to be that guy that like reacts but doesn't pay attention. But here I am playing RuneScape and taking a phone call. RuneScape, I'm literally clicking and watching my character do a bunch of random shit though. Is this Iron Man? Yeah, this is my hardcore Iron Man. It's you know, you guys remember Fart Taker from a couple months ago during the subathon? Said she picked she said she picked him up in a motel near the airport. Yep.
Down with it. You know what I'm saying? I want to, you know, you're a better witness than you are a suspect.
My God, bro.
Don't try to save him because of this, okay?
They busted a whole plank out.
That's why you're here right now, okay, as this courtesy to explain why this stuff that we had some information, you know, we've been working this all week. The stuff's not jiving, and I think you can answer it, okay?
Guess we get to yell at their HOA.
You know, against him.
That's exciting.
Okay, I think that you might know some more carnal knowledge about what he did. And I want you to grasp out of this opportunity right now to give us that information about that.
I don't know that he did it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, tell me what you do know.
I know he loves me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he would do anything to try to make my life less complicated.
How is that less complicated?
Do I want to sit here and believe, yeah, my soon-to-be ex-husband freaking murdered the father and stepmother of my children? No, I don't want to believe that. Not at all.
So why did you think you were renting him a vehicle?
I thought I was renting him a vehicle just to get around.
You know he was taking a trip up this way. You know he was running vehicles to do that. He got in the accident, you're the first one he calls. He does the deal, you're the first one he calls afterwards. It has quite the lengthy conversation. Okay, I got the car being rented on Saturday at 1 something, but you're saying he got it at 11 the night before.
You're saying you picked him up from Motel 6. We have video from the hotel showing an Uber driver picking him up at the hotel, not you. But we can imagine how it looks to us, and we do find that you're not being honest with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're talking about us twisting things up. I mean, we just want the truth. We're not twisting anything up.
Charlene realizes that she's stuck between a rock and a hard place. She decides it's best to admit that she talked about how much easier her life would be if Josh was out of the picture.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
Okay, explain that to me.
You know,
Typical cop
being
brain.
in pissed off modes every time that I turned around.
Well, if I just shot them, then they would be done.
Right.
You know, August when I
Fucking
come up.
idiot.
Yeah, my lawyer's got me pumped. I'm gonna get my kids back. I got this. You know, I'm a good mom. I do what I gotta do. I work hard, and I always support them. They always have what they need. Not necessarily always what they want, but
Right.
they have what they need.
Right. And that's our job.
Moron.
Exactly. I'm a damn good mom.
Sure.
I don't care. I'll lose. I'm torn.
Why do you think that happened?
I lost my kids because my kids didn't feel safe around Tim.
I wonder why.
Okay.
So we had talked about it. You know, I was like, God, I wish he would just die in a ditch somewhere because, you know, 9 years, 10 years now of just total BS. Every time I turn around, that man's trying to do something to my life. Doesn't matter that I live halfway across the country, and that's the reason I moved halfway across the country, was to get away from him.
Right.
To where he could still see the kids. We had a visitation, but no. Every time I turn around, he's always bad-mouthing me. Me and Tim talked about it. You know, yeah. Okay? Fucking shoot him. Just shoot him. Did I actually mean it? No.
Well, what did Tim say?
He's like, oh yeah, I'll get it done. Whatever.
Okay.
Like, so clearly clearly, you know, there are some different interpretations of this conversation according to her. I think she's clearly just trying to throw him under the bus, but that's just me. If she genuinely means this dude is the biggest blockhead to exist, and it's not surprising that he was a police officer, if that's the case.
Then what?
Then it's been a few months. Yeah,
Okay,
we
babe.
stayed in contact.
What double homicide
And
coming up?
Then Thursday, prior
What?
to that, he said, I'm going to make a trip to New York. Okay. That's all he said, was I'm going to make a trip to New York.
And you
I
didn't ask him?
said, why?
Okay.
He's like, just to go get some business done. What kind of business? Nothing you need to know about.
Bruh.
Okay.
Insane.
Do you think he was ever under the impression that if you were to get custody back, that things would work out between you and him?
He was at first. He was. Because, you know, I was like, you know, if I ever get custody back, then we'll do the whole, you know, slowly. Date for a little bit, bring you back into the kids' lives slowly, you know, reintroduce kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Make them, you know, see that you're not such a bad guy that everybody's made you out to be.
Uh-huh.
Well, you said you should just shoot him. Or
Yeah, I mean.
But I just need to be clear on that, okay? What was
How do
actually
you,
said?
how
Yeah,
is
it was
this?
Shoot him, get him out of my life, you know. I didn't think that he actually would.
How
But
is
you
this even
are
a
a very
conversation?
powerful young lady, okay? Besides being beautiful, you have a lot of persuasion about you. Like, you're a persuasive young lady, okay? You know that you got that kind of power. There's nothing wrong with that.
You want to smile.
I do.
Okay? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Hey, I'm a beautiful guy, I know I got that power too. So I'm with you on that, okay?
You have a beautiful
okay,
beard.
there, thank you.
He's just building rapport, but goddamn does it sound gross.
You know.
I would hope
but
he's just
anyways,
building rapport.
Hope not.
no, I'm just kidding.
Charlene has admitted to telling Timothy that he should just shoot Joshua to make her life easier. Charlene claims that it was all said in the heat of the moment, and she didn't believe he would do it, despite knowing that he was madly in love with her, and she is very persuasive.
You know,
that's
did I
just
think he was
not-
going to shoot him and kill him and kill Amber?
You thought maybe he
No.
might come up here and get in his face and tell him to leave you alone.
I think he, yeah,
Her charisma.
that was about the most, if even that. I figured he would have pulled up by his house, sat there for a little while, watched them, see the kids from a distance.
What? How is
You
any
knew
of this
damn well he was
okay?
going up to New York.
Yeah.
Okay, you knew damn well he was going to Sodas. You knew damn well he was going at minimum to confront Josh.
How is any of that okay?
About you getting your kids back.
What the fuck?
What do you're going to try to sell to the powers that be that you thought Tim was going to talk to Josh, and then Josh say, you know what, Tim, that's the way I think it should happen. Take the kids back with you in your rental car.
No.
Okay, all right. So, all right, and yes, I'm being facetious here, okay? All right. So, with that said, I can't help explain your end of it if you're going to blow smoke up our ass here.
It was, honestly, it was, he called, restricted.
Yeah.
I answered it, was silent for a minute.
This is crazy. She's just like, wow.
He said, hey. So I know you don't want me to call you and have contact with you, but I just saw what was going on Facebook, and I was wondering what the hell was going on.
That's you know it, okay? I'm gonna call shenanigans on that. Because now you just got done talking
shit.
about, you just got done setting up a vehicle for him to
Shenanigans.
take, pick him up after an accident, for him to go to New York, and now he's gonna nonchalantly call you and say, hey, I just happened to see what went on the
Oh, and
phone. Okay, I think it was something like that. I think it was more like, hey, what are you hearing? What's going on? What's gotten back to you? What is it? I think it's more of that. I think there's more talk that he told you, but you're not being fully honest, because nothing's jiving with this. I'm renting vehicles out for him. I'm looking up the cheapest car for him to drive. I'm getting a hold of a buddy, and I'm driving.
All I'm doing is giving him means and opportunity to get there and do exactly what I was jokingly saying, and then he did it. But I was just doing it because I thought he was just gonna like whatever. I thought he was just gonna show up and be like, "Hey, man, not cool."
The buddy to go get a vehicle. I'm telling the buddies to pick
Yeah,
him
she real charismatic. She's getting away with this for sure.
up when he gets in there.
I'm telling the buddy not to put his name on the rental agreement as a driver. I'm telling him this, I'm doing this, and I'm bringing him here, and then you're going to tell me this phone call afterwards is like, oh, hey, I heard what happened. Come on.
Because that's what it was.
I just happened to be in this same area.
I know for a fact that he could have sworn to God that his phone and my phone were tapped. So he was going to talk like that, acted like he wasn't even at the scene, acting like he wasn't in New York. And he said, yeah, well, I know they're probably going to come after me because I've been MIA for the last couple days since me and you.
When did he say that?
How convenient.
He said that in that phone call, that 60
Okay. But you didn't say that.
Well, you didn't let me finish it either.
You were given, this is the phone call you asked you about, the phone call.
The phone call.
Okay.
All right.
So, you never said, don't do this. I was just kidding. I was just venting, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And I talked to my lawyer, and I asked him, what do I do? I mean, I know the lieutenant wants to talk to me. I know he wants some questions answered.
You don't. You can't do anything about it. You gotta wait.
And
You gotta appeal it.
what do I do? He's like, whatever you do not talk to the police.
And what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now, lady?
You knew that he would do anything for you, and you did nothing to stop him. How do I...
Well, he said not to talk to the police, but well, girl, that's unreal.
Explain that to the power that be, that you, the one that had the power over him, you're the one that asked him to do this. How do I make it not look like you're the evil one here?
Look how much closer he's getting.
No.
Charlene's confession was enough for the police to arrest her and charge her with accessory, at least until they had enough evidence to charge her with murder.
No
Meanwhile, back in
surprise.
Texas, Timothy was arrested at his home and brought in for interrogation.
So what made you go up there and do that, man?
Hornball.
I didn't do it.
So you're there, you don't dispute that. Do you dispute you shut your cell phone off? Why'd you shut your cell phone off?
Help us understand. I left home with the intention of going somewhere far away and put a bullet in my head so nobody that knows me would have to be the one to find me and work it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I turned my phone off so nobody could call me and figure out what I was doing and try and talk me out of it.
Okay. So what changed? What made it
Probably the
change
double
to what
homicide
happened that
he did instead.
If you think I'm going to sit here and say that I did that, you're crazy.
I think you're crazy if you don't, quite honestly. And Tim, I mean that.
Tim, it's not a question if you did it.
It's a question of why, and are you sorry? Do you think these 5 different detectives from New York drove down here for no reason?
Yeah.
You're wearing the same jacket you're wearing on that video.
Oh my
Actually, 2
God.
videos.
He's wearing the same thing.
Witnesses describe you in that jacket. You can see the green hat inside your vehicle on the camera. The same green hat you were wearing to do the murder.
Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about?
Smartest police officer to exist.
Let's
I own a green hat.
We can
Oh.
argue hat colors or whatever's on the head, but the dark hoodie or the black jacket and the hoodie.
He doesn't own a green hat, guys.
Hey, you can argue that
We
all
got-
you want.
we got
but you're gonna
nothing.
try to say it's a coincidence. You travel up there, you have this guy
We got
lying, I'll
nothing.
put your name on there, and then you rent another one with this tack gear. Who the takes tack gear up there, Tim? Who?
I take it with
Don't tell me that bullshit. You're full of shit. You want to put
Hey.
yourself out to be this tactical operator. You are a small town cop. You are a coward that can't even keep a job.
Holy shit, friendly
You
fire.
want to see somebody? You saw about 20 guys that are the real deal tonight. You're looking at 2 right here. You see what his shirt says?
Damn.
I come from the same freaking place, man.
Damn.
I've been in those houses when those guys wouldn't come out and didn't give up like a little, like you did.
Ooh.
It's exactly what I told them you were gonna do.
Chat past the popcorn.
You want to be that cop. You tried. And you want to sit here and try to say you didn't do it? You will take the full ride for it. You are going to let her manipulate you and screw you over into this. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think you would. That's exactly what she is doing to you. When she is not contacting you this week, don't you see the writing on the wall? What, are you mad because I'm here as a man?
Do I look mad?
You look scared. You look scared like you did earlier. I ain't a lady in a car with a child in there with me, am I? That is a cowardly act, and you know it.
Yeah,
I know it. You put it on yourself.
Get
And your
him.
dad is fixing to know it. Your mother's fixing to know it. The whole world's fixing to know it. You will never see your daughter again. They already know the videos out there, and you want to sit here and minimize that you didn't do anything wrong and try to put that on me? Man slap me like that, mother. Do it right now. I'll let you do it. Man slap me. Do it. You want me to man slap you? I'll give it. Yeah, I'll give you the shot. Do it. Why not? Because I'm not a little 3-year-old, 31-pound girl? You coward? Is that why?
I can't even lie. I love this approach. I mean, he's like literally going for the jugular right now. Kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. You don't really see another police. You don't see many police on police interviews, and the interviewers are like ripping apart the police suspect. It's actually a little refreshing to see this happening, especially in Texas. I mean, he's literally eviscerating him. He's calling him a jobless, family abusing bum who will never see his family again, and his entire family's going to know what he did, and he deserves everything he's going to get. Actually, insane behavior for him to do this. Very, very surprising to see this.
That is what you are.
It's time to stop being a coward, Tim.
Yeah, get him,
And
second
for
guy.
once in your life, own up to
Yeah.
something you did.
Go on, second
Quit
cop.
trying to blame me. Quit trying to blame your daughter. Quit trying to blame your first wife. You couldn't even kill you, could you? Could you?
Answer the question, Tim. Are you a cold-blooded killer and a coward? Or were you going through a hard time and were depressed and not in your right mind and manipulated by a very oppressive, manipulating woman and did something to try to keep that marriage together because you screwed it up for her?
My God.
Look, I want to start over. Why do you go to New York? Well, let me ask you this. Why does Charlie, what do you and Charlie talk about why you go to New York?
She didn't know I was going to New York.
But she did
didn't know I
though.
was going to New
So
York.
you're doing this all on your own?
I didn't have a plan to go to New York. I didn't have a plan when I left the house. I was just going.
So you
Mhm.
load your gun, and it's on your person.
Always.
You fill a tote.
Okay, yeah.
You fill a tote
I'm with you. I'm always
The
on.
tote stays full.
with 2 guns and a bulletproof vest.
It's been
How many
in my
people?
Jeep.
How many people do you know ride around with that in their personal car?
I don't.
The detectives use the tried and true good
the
cop,
fuck
bad
does
cop
that?
routine. The goal here is to have one
Insane.
detective induce as much stress as possible in the suspect, and then have the second detective offer a path of relief. Humans tend to gravitate toward anyone who appears to reduce danger, so the second detective's job is to offer emotional comfort at the price of a confession.
So you're there on the after.
Honestly, great sort of synopsis. I mean, I don't know how to explain it any better than that. It's
Afternoon that Joshua Niles and Amber Washburn were shot and killed. And they could put you on the street you decide, hey, I'm sticking with my story, I didn't do this, then that's the gamble you take. Because, and you're gonna lose. Or, you can say, hey, look, my life's a complete wreck, I'm not in my right mind, and this is what happened, and we can sit down and talk about it and sort it out right now.
I already told you I want my attorney.
Okay, you're not under arrest for murder, you know that, right? At this point.
Okay?
Okay. And you think when you say attorney, when you're not under arrest for something, that starts something? No, you don't know the law. You don't know what you're talking about, and that's what you don't understand. You think you're so smart and so much smarter than everybody else.
I don't think that
Yes,
at
you
all.
do. You thought you could go do this in the middle of the day and you get away with it. But you know what? The thing
Actually crazy to pull up to a house in broad daylight and shoot 2 people in their driveway as if nobody's going to see a single thing. That is actually kind of nuts. Like, I don't know how to have more witnesses in that moment, you know? I mean, like, what an idiot. Not that you should be doing this at all, but even if you were to logically go through this situation, which is a thing a lot of people who investigate crime and study criminology do, because that's how we understand crime, is we have to act and, well, not act, but we have to think as criminals. And, you know, what person trying to not be found out for doing so would even do this in this scenario at all? I mean, you're talking gunshot, broad daylight, in the middle of the day, in a neighborhood. Like, how would you not have been seen? I mean, that is like I guess he just figured because he was out of town, like, people wouldn't notice him or look into it. Like, I don't know what the logic is, not even existent. It's ridiculous.
thing is, you know, I'll give this to her. I actually disliked your wife more than you. And I'm still going to lean that way. But I will give her something. Faced with the overwhelming
That's insane.
evidence,
She told the truth.
she is telling the truth. And guess who is going to have a chance to see her kids before she's old or ever again? Guess who? It just shows me what you didn't know as a cop. I mean, I wouldn't have been prepared to be an investigator after 4 years on the road as a highway patrolman, I guarantee you. And certainly not with the little bit of experience y'all get at Sunray. But you're
Grilling him on his
confidence
fucking
in that
town.
The police is shocking to me, because you don't know half of what you do.
And let me tell you where you're wrong, Tim. That most people sit in the seat.
Just continues to grill this guy for being a small town cop who still somehow got fired.
I can't believe I'm here. I feel terrible. Let me tell you what happened. I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna BS you and say 99% of the people say, because that's not true. But I'll tell you, about 80-85% of the people that I sit down and talk to feel terrible, and they realize they made a mistake, and they want to make it right.
Well, at least answer me this. Are you sorry, Josh and Amber?
Psychology is an interesting thing.
I'm sorry when anyone gets killed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the question.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm not asking about anyone.
Well, they fit into anyone. So
Because you don't want to face who they are.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't. Are you sorry Josh and Amber got killed? Are you?
I just said that.
No, you
You
didn't.
didn't.
What did you say?
You're
I'm sorry when anyone gets killed.
That's
That's
generalization.
a classic
That's a
indication of
deflection.
deception. See, stuff you don't know about because you've not done this part of the job. You think you have. Say, I'm sorry Josh and Amber got killed. Not that
I
you did it.
just said that.
No, you didn't. You're saying
I'm
it in
not
parts.
playing your
You can't
game.
even, I'm not, you know, because you can't. You know what? I'm about done with this dude. Aren't you? I'm really done with him. When we take the stand,
I actually like this green shirt cop. He's kind of fucking funny.
No.
I love his energy.
You want to look at me like that?
Why are they scooching in for a kiss? Well, you know, cops.
Do I look like a little girl to you? You want to stare me down?
He's trying to get. Look
Do I
at
look like a
this.
little girl? Do I look like that scared Amber in that car?
This is so
See,
strange.
you would never face me. I bet you didn't even get any fights on the street, did you? Legitimately.
This guy is so fucking mad at this guy for being a cop and doing this. Like, you can hear it, how mad he is that this dude who did this double homicide is also a police officer, because he is just like roasting him for being a small town cop and how he got discharged from his job and everything. It's actually crazy how much this dude clearly hates his guts. Like, you can hear it off of him. This is insane rapport. Just absolutely throttling this guy.
That you had to. And I want you to look right below that one. Charlie just confessed and implicated him. This ain't
Of course
bullshit.
she is.
Of course she will. She was not
She
gonna
can
be
say
with
whatever
you.
she wants to.
Why did the captions change?
Charlie used to beat on your ass, didn't she?
Huh?
She could whoop your...
Why did we bleep ass that time, but not before
I
that?
bet you were scared of Charlie. Is that why you didn't? I bet she beat you. She beat you to do it, didn't she? You can beat Christina, that's it. Look at the little cowardly butt. Look at the little coward. Oh my God, that's it.
Oh, he's got like armies.
That's it.
He's got like army greens
You the
on.
presence of a double killer really scary, Scott?
Actually, no.
God, that's a joke.
The detectives leave the room.
These are like military guys. They've got like, I didn't even notice this.
Actually, no.
Look, he's got like army fatigues on, I think.
God, that's a joke.
The detectives leave the room and force Timothy to sit and wait for several hours.
As they should.
Eventually, 2 different detectives enter the room to try their luck with this coward.
She's up in New York right now, putting this all on you. You understand that. And this is no bullshit, okay? You're not going to let her do this to you. In my opinion,
Did
as
he
a mother,
move?
okay, you would never do that to your children.
Did he
what
move
she's doing.
at any
Okay.
point?
This
Or-
poor girl right here, with her child in the back seat. I got a picture of her at McDonald's 20 minutes before, smiling and laughing. She had no idea 20 minutes.
This little boy, I know you saw him back there, right?
Look at the bullet hole behind
Sitting in
you.
the back seat of the car. Are you going to do the right thing? Tim, if you've done, if anything comes from this, you've got to do the right thing.
She didn't do anything to anybody.
Tim, how long was she in the driveway? Did she just pull in the driveway when you got there?
I want a lawyer.
I mean, you are just showing that you are a monster. You are that monster that everybody's pictured. It's painted out there on social media, all over the news. Monster shows up, kills 2 young parents with young children. That's what you want to go out as? You don't want to go out as the fact that you were trying to defend your family?
Meanwhile, in New York, Charlene had already spent several days in jail when she decided she wanted to make a deal with the prosecution.
Important thing is that you tell the truth. If I think at any
Not
time, to be
surprising.
honest with you, there's any bullshit, we'll leave. I've got plenty of other stuff to be working on and doing, so there's just no time for any of it. I've been on the case since the shooting happened. So is he. Yeah, so let's just start at the beginning then, with how what happened on October 22nd happened on October 22nd. At first, he told us that it was for the, because his car wasn't working. And that's what he told us.
Uh-huh. I'm sure.
But then it ended up coming out to, I'm going to drive to New York. Okay. Why? Oh, I'm going to shoot Josh. Where'd the conversation occur? It always happened at our house. And he had, like, his soft armor, his hard armor, magazines, his AR, his shotgun, I want to say an extra 9mm that he always carried on him. So he was getting all that stuff ready, extra clothes. Basically he said, I know.
It's crazy to me to think that somebody just thinks they can travel across the country and just like do that. I don't know what type of delusional you need to be to think you can just like do that, say that, be seen doing it, and think that like nothing's gonna come of it. I mean, that's absolutely bewildering to me. I don't know.
We're getting a divorce, and I was trying to make it to where, look, we are getting a divorce. We're not pretending, we are getting a divorce. And he didn't want it. He's like, oh, can we do anything about it? Blah, 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 you know. Why can't we be together? Because my kids are more important than my marriage right now. So he was pissed off, and he left, and he said he was going to go shoot Josh. I hadn't believed him, because he had taken another trip to New York saying things like that. I want to say it was in like August.
I don't know why the audio's ahead of the video, but whatever.
Somewhere in there. He took a trip up to New York in his Jeep. And he came back. And nothing had happened. And that's why, you know, I knew he wasn't going to shoot him.
The detectives have to be very careful because Charlene has had plenty of time to create a narrative where she looks innocent.
Mm-hmm.
The detectives believe she knew about the plan.
Part of the problem.
What they don't yet know is that she was actually the
wait.
mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of right now, like right now I'm kind of getting ready to get up and go because it doesn't make sense that you would rent a car for him for work purposes, but he wouldn't be on the, like, there's an affirmative conversation that we know
Absolutely
happened,
agree.
and we have evidence that happened.
Absolutely
of
agree.
keeping him off of the insurance. So you know before you go to that airport, before you rent that car, to keep him off of the insurance. So right now, I call.
Well, honestly, that did happen.
I'm done. I'm not. Bullshit. We're done. Okay.
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Nice job, lawyer.
Charlene's lawyer spends several minutes explaining that she needs to be honest if she wants to make a deal.
There are parts of this, obviously, they think you're the ultimate part. We're looking for a plea on the ultimate part as an accomplice, right? So we go in there tomorrow, and this thing falls apart. We go in there tomorrow, obviously we don't have a deal anyway, but you will have to admit to being an accomplice to the murders. You will have to admit to that. So, you know, that's obviously part of this, if you want that. You know what I mean? I'm not sure you do, but, you know, I've got to go back there and try to bring them back in.
Kind of how a plea deal works.
You know, I may not need to do that, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's what just happened.
Are they allowed to use this? Feels like attorney-client privilege. This is fine because it's, once again, there's a few ways this could be fine. But, you know, typically when we get footage like this on a YouTube channel, the case is resolved to the point where, like, evidence doesn't need to be held within closed doors or anything. So, like, the Freedom of Information Act just sort of lets these things be available. This doesn't really violate attorney-client privilege because essentially he's just explaining how a plea deal works and saying if she's not cooperative in the plea deal instead of what she's doing, which is just fabricating, which they know she's fabricating because they have actual evidence. They just want her to confess to it, so they have a confession on top of the evidence, right? Which makes it easier to argue in court. So they want her to have they want her to confess. That's the plea deal. They don't care about anything else. They want her confession, and she's not cooperating. So he's explaining to her that she needs to, the specifics of the plea deal. It's not really violating any sort of privilege at this point because it's not, once again, I mean, two things are going to happen here. Either one, she cooperates and this plea deal goes through, and so her involvement in her case is pretty open and shut. She doesn't even go to court. She takes a certain sentence because she cooperated, plea deal, whatever, goes to jail. So this is an open and shut sort of interrogation if that's what happens. So this becomes available pretty quickly. Or she doesn't take this and then a court case proceeds and then it takes however long it takes and then it becomes available. So it depends on how she reacts to this. I don't know yet. But this doesn't violate much at all because, once again, it's probably already a done deal. That's typically how a lot of YouTubers get footage like this at this point, is where it's like Freedom of Information Act lets this all be publicly available as an American citizen.
Is it really worth it? Like,
The short answer is yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. this guy just doesn't out of the blue say, I'm going to go do this.
No.
So that's where the beginning is. Like, where is the plan to go commit the ultimate offense? It's not like they went to the house to steal candy. I mean, it's the ultimate thing. The beginning is not a week before. It can't be, because it's too big. It's too big.
I mean, when I'm telling you he's at work, he was at work.
I understand. I believe it. I mean, again, it's a bad word. So.
It's easier for me if they would just ask me questions.
Okay. Is there a way to ask them to do?
If they will, if they won't, then we'll just...
I get it. Okay.
The lawyer leaves the room to try and get the detectives to come back.
Why are you renting this vehicle?
Because we are told that it's for his vehicle that is broken down and not working. The starter's broken.
So that's
initially why we first rented the vehicle.
Was there a conversation in your garage between you, Tim, before the rental of the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
This lawyer's not that great? No, I think this lawyer is great. I think the lawyer said it perfect. I mean, he could sit there and explain the intricacies of a plea deal all he wants, but the issue is if she doesn't, and this is why plea deals are a problem and also sort of a savior in the justice system. Plea deals are unfortunately used to really target a lot of minorities. But at the same time, the workloads of lawyers, defense, and prosecution side of things are so astronomically big that plea deals help lawyers get through cases faster than they would otherwise, because plea deals avoid the whole judiciary process of court selecting jurors, having the actual session happen, however long it takes that to happen, however long it takes the jury to deliberate the court case, the answer to that court case. It could be a day, it could be months. There's court cases that have lasted for months. There's court cases that last literally a couple hours. Like, there's no telling how long a court case will be because the intricacies of each one are unique and special to that exact case. And then everybody's reaction, including the jurors and the lawyers, etc., is all unique and specific to that case. So there's no ideal way of measuring out how long a court case takes. When a plea deal is brought on the board, it's a way for a prosecutor to get somebody put in jail for a crime they're pretty sure they did, if not 100%. Not 100%. I mean, typically it is used as a way to bully. There's a bit of unfortunate statistics behind plea deals, but at the same time, once again, it is a way for lawyers to sort of get more off their plate. So, I don't know. It's a tough call. But the lawyer, I don't think the lawyer did a bad job here. He's basically saying that, like, if you don't cooperate, they're not going to give you this. And this is probably the difference of her leaving jail at any point in her life, especially if she masterminded this, especially if she fully helped this happen. Like, she's not the murderer, but if she organized it or helped organize it, she is an accessory to a double homicide that seems to be a first-degree double homicide, which is not good. She will serve a lot of jail time as well. But typically people go to court when they think they're innocent and can get out of jail time. There's a level of acceptance of jail time and admittance of guilt that plea deals sort of sweet spot into, and somebody who can pretty much accept that they're going to go to jail can use it as a way to get reduced sentencing and it's a way for lawyers to get less work on their table. There's all sorts of ways that it can be manipulated and has been used to target people. That's not really what's happening here. But I think his explanation makes sense because, once again, if she is truly behind it, it'd be extremely stupid for her to not cooperate in this regard. Just to go to court,
almost
just
3
to have all the
years.
evidence the police
Crazy
have be
how
used
it's
against
almost
her.
been that long.
And yeah, the lawyer would probably have the evidence too. It's not like they have the police can't like not give the defense lawyer the evidence they have, by the way. That's another part of this where like he probably has a good idea of what they have in terms of evidence against her, so he can do his job. They can't block evidence from him. That's not legal. So he's got a pretty good idea of what they're up against, and ideally through his experience can kind of understand the level of screwed she may or may not be. So I think he did a decent job of explaining that to her. That is unfortunately the job of a defense lawyer. You can sit here and wonder how people could do this job or why people could do this job, but someone's got to do it, and not enough people do. And also there's a lot of people who get put on defense in the court of law that didn't do a single thing. And that's the times when you should be grateful for a defense lawyer, because they're the ones that are going to be in your corner if you did or didn't do it. And you would love to have a good one if you didn't. You'd probably love to have a good one if you did. So, you know, it's hard to imagine somebody who's like day to day is probably helping out shittier people, but I can imagine being in a situation in my life where I was one, and you know, I get those cases where it's a person who isn't shitty and didn't do it, and I get to save their life essentially. At least in some way, you know. There's a lot of, I have a lot of respect for defense lawyers, especially because they're going against a huge mound of police biases, and prosecutors get hand-fed evidence and cooperation by police, etc. Defense lawyers have a hard time with a lot of legal proceedings because they're seen as worse or like reprehensible because of the people they may or may not defend. You know what I mean? So how it is.
And you're telling me that
Lost connection on
during
RuneScape.
that
That's interesting.
conversation,
Is the stream
it
dead?
wasn't that the story was going to be it was for him for work, but that the plan was for him to come to New York. Is that what you're telling me?
No,
No. So what are you telling me?
that it's the story.
And so the real understanding, though, in the garage at that point is we're renting the car for Tim to come up to New York and kill Josh.
Yeah.
After he gets that car, what's Tim doing?
He came to my house, which was in Sunray,
Mm-hmm.
and he loaded it
No
up with
idea
all
what that
of his
error
gear.
message is.
So what's the plan? He's got an arsenal, energy drinks, and clothes. What's the plan in this rented car?
He was
Escape
going to come up and
login
shoot Josh.
servers offline.
He didn't tell me how. He didn't tell me any of the details. As he said, it's best if you don't know.
And at this point,
Interesting.
him coming up to do this is for you to get your kids back.
Never
Yes,
mind, I'm
ma'am.
back.
And in some way, shape, or form end up with you guys being back together because you got your kids back.
Yeah.
Okay. But your end game is getting your kids back.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you and Tim work out, you need your kids back. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I told Tim, I was like, look,
Yeah, she
he didn't
confessed.
do it. I was like, I'm done seeing my kids cry. I'm done seeing all this bullshit.
When you say do it, what do you mean?
Kill him. Just get it done and over with.
I don't understand the logic of losing custody of your kids by what you're saying is essentially they're terrified of your abusive police officer boyfriend or husband, and then you think getting the person they're terrified of to kill the guy you lost the custody to, where does that make any sense? how would that fix your situation if truly custody was lost due to his dangerous behavior?
We start planning it out. He was like, "Oh, what should I wear?" And I was
Planning
like,
it out.
"I don't know."
That's first degree.
Well, what about the gun?
First degree murder
Because
confession.
we know it's not his gun, and we know you know it's not, because when you were up here, you were already saying stuff about it. So yeah, what gun was it? It was a gun from Sunray Police Department that he had taken.
Can I take a break?
Yeah.
Sure. Bring it back.
Do you need to use the restroom or anything? You're good? Okay.
In the end, Charlene would get 28 years in prison after making a plea deal with the prosecution.
28 with the plea deal. Like I said, with a plea deal, she got a little under 30 years. This guy, life in prison without parole guaranteed.
However, Timothy was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Prosecution believed that Charlene manipulated Timothy into killing her children's father by promising him they would be together if she had her children. Charlene planned everything from renting a car to what time of day Joshua would be home. Charlene avoided a life sentence by testifying against Timothy. Do you think Charlene deserved the same sentence as Timothy? Why or why not? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. That was my computer, sorry. Yeah, she probably deserved similar, if not the same. That's part of the problem when it comes to the legal system too, though, is ultimately she's not the one that did it. But she did enough of it to serve some time, and she's serving a pretty hefty sentence for somebody who didn't pull the trigger, to be fair. Once again, that is with a plea deal and with testifying in court. That could have been, she could have had a life sentence easily had she not done either of those things. That's exactly, I mean, and I guarantee you that's the exact angle they went for when they gave her this plea deal. Is they basically said that she would easily serve a life sentence if she did not cooperate. She would never see her kids again, etc. So, due to her cooperation, even if she deserves just as long of a sentence, she has the chance of leaving prison after, I think parole is usually 70% of the sentence. I guess it does depend on state, maybe too. But, you know, she'll easily serve a decade and a half before any chance of seeing her kids or being free. So, you know, maybe just don't do any of that. And, you know, anyway.